Welcome to my Hebrew channel, Mel Breika. Today I'm looking at a passage from Isaiah. Isaiah easily has some of the most complex and at the same time most profound and most moving passages of the scripture. With reason it's sometimes called the fifth gospel. I'm pretty sure the Apostle Paul consulted it a whole lot when he was doing his writing, and you see it quoted many, many times in the letters of Paul. And but it can be very complex. It can be very hard to sort. And today I do have a passage that takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of study. It takes a lot of looking at it to figure out what's going on. And even after you've done all that, you look at it again, you see something a little bit different. So, but it's very moving. It's very profound, and it most certainly, as I say, it's Hebrew honey. It's food for the soul. It makes us think, meditate on what it means, the relationship we must have with Jehovah, and how we must guide our thinking. And this is what we're looking at today, a passage that guides how we must think. Isaiah 26, 3 and 4, put the two together because the second one helps us define who's doing the activities of the first of verse 2. This is in a sense of a petition or an affirmation to Jehovah on what he does for us, or what he does for the person who is thinking about him. So translation, you keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on you because he trusts in you. Trust in Jehovah forever and ever. That's a plural over here. Oh no, yeah, doubled up here. Ade, od. Trust in Jehovah forever, because Jehovah, Jah Jehovah, is an everlasting rock. Yetzer ma'suk titzor. Shalom, shalom. It's a reflexive here, and I'm going to start with okay. Yetzer is the thinking or the mind, okay? Very much, this is the noun, this one's much a verb, but somewhat derived from the same root. And it's the same root that's used to express Nazareth, the protected one that's looked at very closely, the one that's guarded very closely. That's Nazareth, Nazarene, Natsar, the root that's watched very closely. Also, one of the words used to describe Jesus. So, the Nazarene. So, the one that's protected, the one you keep him in protection for a very special task. That's what Natsar does here. The root here, if you look it up, would be Nun Sadik Resh. This is the second person. The second person all pulls from the personal pronouns. The end of this setup here with Bet Kaf in you, and this in you, the reference to in you is Jehovah. And you see Jehovah. That's why I've included the next two lines here, so that you can see who you're talking to. Here, Isaiah is talking to Jehovah, and he's saying, "Okay, this is what you do for those who think on you." So, Yetzer is the mind or the thinking or where we're getting things straight, okay, what we're looking after very carefully, okay, Yetzer. Shamuk. Now, Shamuk is based on, it's a reflexive, that who is stayed, and the Shamak, the Samak, here's the first letter, of course, of this particular word, is based on an ancient form of it was actually a pole set up to operate like a scaffold, something that holds you in place, okay? Something that's staying there, okay? To stay, something holds you in place. So he who's held in place by Yetzar, that is a mind that is stayed on you. Okay, you have to reference back to where this is all going via this to Jehovah, and Yetzar, Shavuch, reflexive, who is stayed, who is held up strongly with a piece of scaffolding, we could say. Titsar, and that is you, again now, the second person here, you keep him, okay? Yeah, you keep him in shalom, shalom, okay? So, of course, shalom, shalom, peace, peace, is somewhat redundant in English language, but in Hebrew it makes perfect sense. You want to emphasize something, you double it up. So, shalom, shalom. And our translator does that in a good way with just simply perfect peace, okay? Rather than just saying peace, peace. It's a really good peace, okay? Perfect peace. Key, because he trusts, okay? Now we go jump over here to the verb here. Patuach, okay? Patah over here. And he trusts Becha in you, okay? Because he trusts in you. And again, the reference here to the you is we're looking towards Jehovah, those who trust in Jehovah. So in you, that's Jehovah. And again, the same verb carries through to the next verse. And we've gone up to plural here. Sometimes the translators will all of these are in the singular, but sometimes translators will carry the plural over into this passage as well. But it is a third person, a singular all through here. And but then over here it goes up to plural, batuach. Okay, you trust. But now it's simplifying somewhat. It's much easier reading the second line here. This is quite a bit more straightforward. Batuhu be Yehovah ade ad ki beya Yehovah sur olamim. And so trust in Jehovah ad ade od forever and ever. Okay. Put that trust in Jehovah all the time, okay? And again, as you see here, if you're going to emphasize something, repeat it. You have here shalom, shalom, and here you have ade, ad, okay? Forever's. This is actually a plural here. It's a construct plural here, okay? Forever's ever, okay? Forever's ever. So that doesn't sound so great in English, but forever and ever. That's a good way to translate it here. Ade, ad, although it's forever's ever. Key, but yeah. Now it's interesting to see that, and we're talking about Isaiah, so we're reaching a point in which the variation of Yehovah is being used, and this is what we have here. But Yah, which Yah is exactly half of the divine name, but it's used here, and I would say we've seen repetition used for emphasizing shalom, shalom, ade, ad. Now we're going to see the repetition again used for emphasizing Yah Jehovah, the real Jehovah, the great Jehovah. Okay, Be Yah Jehovah, Sur, a rock, Olamim. This incidentally, we're translating this as a singular, everlasting, but it is a plural. Olamim, okay, forevers, a rock, forevers. Rock here, Sur, is the kind of rock that's attached very firmly to the ground. So it's a very strong rock. So, yeah. He who thinks about Jehovah, whose mind is attached or focused on Jehovah, that places you on a very firm foundation. It gives you a very strong footing in this world. Meditating on Jehovah, thinking about Him, and this is Yetzirah, getting it straight, understanding it well. Okay, so that's important for us, and even though here it's quite a bit of complicated, an effort. It's a complicated effort to get it straight here, but there it is. It's beautiful. Once you capture this, it really does move the heart to know that we focus on the Lord, think very closely about the Lord, and He responds by setting us in a very firm place. So some deep, profound meditation on the Lord is a very good thing, because it puts your feet in a very strong place. It puts your where you trust, where you place your focus in your life, how you define yourself, all those good things become very strengthened through meditating very profoundly on what Jehovah does for us. We find in the New Testament the Apostle Paul referring to the rock, and it's an interesting reference, Surot Olamim. Okay? Like I said, he always wanted to look back at things from the Old Testament, kind of looking here at what was happening in Exodus. But and those people then, the people of God, they all drank the same spiritual drink. They drank from the spiritual rock that followed them, and the rock was Christ. Okay? So we want strength in this life, put our trust and drink from that rock. This is the water that, of course, God provided through the rock that Moses was smiting, and God provided that water, and that water gives us spiritual life through Christ. Okay? That's the source of spiritual life for us. The rock, and it's the source also of strength for our lives. If we're going to have a firm foundation, that foundation has to be Christ. So God bless, and I trust that you will seek Christ and trust in Him to be the foundation of your life. May God bless, and until the next time.